All right, hey there. I wanted to do this video and I didn't bring a blanket or a chair to sit on the prickly stuff out there. So I thought, well, I'll set it up so you can enjoy the view. I'm still enjoying the beautiful sun. Even thought about taking a little nap. It's so comfortable up here. But I've been thinking a lot about, first of all, time and the fact that we feel so hurried. And today is one day that I woke up deciding I'm just going to relax and I'm going to let things happen. I know where I need to be and I'll get there. But I didn't want to stress over it. And I found that, I was right on time. And it made me think that that's how it works for all of us. If we just relax and know that we're going to get where we need to be, as soon as I relax, just like, so this was in a little bit said in Atomic Habits, but a lot said in The Big Leap and Finding Your Genius, about that. Relaxing and understanding that you are the creator, you are the manager of time. Time comes from within you. So you have ultimate power and control over time. So people say, oh, I don't have enough time. I can tell you over and over, and I'm sure there's quotes. A lot of times before I get on here, I want to look up all the quotes I can find so I can share those with you and memorize them for myself, because the quotes are so powerful about time. But I know I don't even have to look it up, because I know that you have more than enough time to do everything it is that you truly want to do. Not only that, but you do take the time to do everything you truly want to do. So if after you get done with a day and you go, oh, I didn't do this, and I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do that, and I so wanted to get this done, then you need to take another look, because is that what you really want? Because if it is, you need to be more clear about that being what you want so that it will happen. Because the things that you really want are the things that are going to go to the front of the forefront, right? So that it fits into the time that you have. And I'm saying that through experience, because I was saying that, oh, I so wanted to do that. Now I catch myself and go, wait a minute, you did exactly what you wanted to do today. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at what you did and how did that work for you? It could be a learning experience. It could be an aha moment of peace. Like, wow, no, this was a good day. I was exactly where I needed to be for these specific things to happen. And I'm longing for these things that I wanted that actually I discover after I think about it, I didn't really want those. At least not today, because everything worked out the way I wanted. I hope that makes sense, because that's what I'm finding is really the truth. The other part of time is this whole idea of us being sad about endings. Girls' camp's over. I so enjoy being, tonight, activity night was so fantastic and fun. Oh, now we got to go home. These endings that I find that whatever they are, maybe it's in a relationship. Maybe it's at a job. I've had endings at my job and I've been super sad. But I realize now how powerful it is in knowing that we ourselves are creatures not made for endings. So no wonder, because we are infinite beings, we are made of the stuff of eternity. It would make sense that we would not like endings of any kind. And when we have these bitter endings in our life, it's hard. It's especially hard. Doesn't it make sense then that if we can recognize that we're not built for endings, that we're built for new beginnings, so that we can shift and go, wow, okay, here comes another ending, but wait, it's a new beginning. What can I take from what I learned? What are all the great parts I can enjoy? Like, I look at that with my relationships, my marriages too. Oh, very awful. If I look at all the horrible things that went on and all the damage and the damage in the wake that I created too, along with my spouse, especially that wake that took out the kids in a way, that left stuff in the way for them. I could sit and stew about that. I could also look at all the negative things and get really critical of my spouse at the time. But it's no benefit to me. It does nothing for my growth. It definitely does nothing for the children as they are part of him. Even the second marriage I had, where he was the stepfather, they still grew up and had him as part of them. And so for me to say, oh, I liked this. Oh, wasn't this good? Did you guys notice this? And oh, I'm so grateful that you have this part of him, that you recognize this is a really good part and that now you can utilize it. I see that with my son that has kids now, and how he picked up the best parts of his own father and his stepfather, and he's implementing those in his relationships and especially in parenting now. And he's phenomenal. Him and his wife, I love him so much, and they really do. They strive to do good things and to grab those good things and figure out what's working, what's not. They communicate really well with each other because they learned through experience from their parents that what doesn't work, So the things that come from those endings is where I'm going, are new beginnings. So if we can dedicate ourselves to recognizing that. I also thought about, this was a quote. I did write it down because I thought it was powerful. It said, set aside the bottle of bitterness and raise the goblet of gratitude. That, of course, hit me because gratitude is it works so well in my life. It works so well for me to grow. It works so well for me to continue to become the best of me. And so I'm looking at that saying, raise that goblet of gratitude. Get rid of the bottle of bitterness. You see that coming into the picture. Get rid of it. Choose a new beginning, and that's the goblet of gratitude. And I think that's so powerful. This is another thing. So there's a scripture that talks about this. And for those of you who aren't religious, treat it as a book. This is a self-improvement book. Really, it's one of the, you look at the Bible, the Book of Mormon, and there's several other ancient wisdom words that are top 100 need to reads in the world. And the most successful people have read these. And so if you will take the words into consideration with an open mind, it's powerful. This is truth. So somebody, the wise person who wrote this was wise. Because it says, and so I don't have the scripture, darn it, I don't have where it comes from, but I can find that out. But what it is like, those who receive all things with thankfulness, so those who receive all things with thankfulness shall be made glorious. That's pretty powerful. And the things of the earth will be added 100-fold, will be added to them. I got to put that word in because that's super important. Shall be added unto them 100-fold. And guess what? It says after that, and more. So it's really cool about reading any book, anything you read. If you continue to read it, you're a different person each time you read it. You're going to catch a different meaning of the words because you're completely a new person. I would say every 24 hours, maybe even more, but we know for sure by the time 90 days is over, your whole body has regenerated and everything is new. Skin, eyelashes, everything. You're brand new. That's the reincarnation, right? That I think of that's pretty powerful. But what it says here is receive all things with thankfulness. Be raising that goblet of gratitude, and in that thankfulness, as you receive all things, not just the good stuff, but those bitter endings that we feel and those other things that occur for us, even thankful in those situations, and you will be made glorious. What does that word mean? Look it up. I mean, I'm serious. Every one of you that I'm talking to right now, if every one of you looked it up, you'd probably come up with a different meaning. And maybe if you just thought about it in your heart and said, what is glorious? What's glorious to me? I'm going to be made glorious. That's not about I don't believe that's just about when you leave here and you get the other new beginning. It's not about laying down this vase, this container, this physical body, and being that infinite spirit, whatever you call it, that moves on. The glorious nature doesn't occur in there. It's talking about you'll be made glorious here, right now. This is about now, because you know what? If you understand ancient word wisdom, which I'm still learning, I should say, if you understand, I guess I couldn't even go there, right? What I understand is God or whatever eternal power, infinite intelligence, creator, only knows the present. Now is the time of our creator. Now is the time of source love. So for my creator, for infinite intelligence to tell me that I'm going to be made glorious, is that in the future? Not for him. I may believe that, or her. Not for infinite intelligence, not for source love. Now is when I'll be made glorious. When? It does have a when I am thankful in all of my things, in all things. So when we talk about being grateful, it says this is what I like too, those who receive all things with thankfulness. A lot of times there's other parts where it says thankful in all things. Notice the word in. So we tend to believe that we're thankful for things, right? We can be thankful for things. We could be thankful in things, and we should, no matter what, because it's saying all things, right? We should also be thankful through things. And remember that even those bitter endings are, what are they? New beginnings that we can be so grateful and excited for. And it's all going on in the now. Our physical beings don't get it, but I know your knower gets it. I know that infinite you knows and he feels and can listen to the truth and know that you were made for more. You were made for new beginnings, not bitter endings. And so I hope that's helped you today to know that when you receive all things with gratitude, lift the goblet of gratitude, drink from that goblet of gratitude, hand that goblet of gratitude out, you will not only be glorified, you'll be made glorious, and the things of the earth will be added to you 100-fold and even more. So that sounds really good to me. That sounds like great expectations. That sounds like love in the now, gratitude in the now, and recognizing that it is all for us and that the time is now. We have enough time to do exactly what we want. You have a purpose. You've already been created. This is another thing that's it's on my heart really strong, because I still feel with everything in me that I was there before I came here. I believe that from when I was young, from the time I was young, the time I can remember back. I have memories of 12 months, actually. I can still see an argument between my father, my real dad, and my mom fighting, and me feeling like it was my fault. I had pulled myself up on the coffee table. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The reality of time and the reality of our purpose before I came here, and I believe it's the same for you. You already decided, discussed, planned, thought it out what your purpose would be here. You got to decide a lot of things. Are you living those things now? That's a part I don't know. I know I'm not living all the things I said I would do. I think when we didn't have a clue, we didn't understand that when we came down here and now we're placed inside this, I guess it's called a clay vessel somewhere in the ancient words, it talks about that. Our infinite being comes down to have this earthly experience. We had no idea what it would mean and how tricky it would be with cravings and desires and things that will distract us from what we said we were going to do, the difference we were going to make here, the people that we already knew and loved that we would come in contact with here. those things still resonate with me, and I believe they're the same for you. And so the sooner you know, I love working with youth. I sure wish they understood the power of now in their youth, when they have energy, when they have time on their side to be able to already start to live their purpose, to recognize what it is. And there are some of them, I see some of them that have already recognized it. They're moving in that direction. They're living their passion. They're doing what sets them on fire. That's so crucial. So the sooner we find that out, the more alive we feel, and know that we have all the time that we need for that. We have an infinite amount of time for our purpose and for the things that we desire to do. So if we feel like time is tight, we need to just relax, recognize, like in The Big Leap, he says, his last name is Gay, I can't remember what his first name is, that time comes from us. And so we have ultimate power over time. And that when we're doing what we need to be doing, we will feel energized and as if there's enough time, infinite amount of time. So I hope that's helped you today for me to just share my thoughts with you. I am not perfect. These are just things, I guess what I'm really doing is thinking out loud about the things that were said in church today, about the things I've read, about a conference. There was General Conference, and there were several different speakers there, and I took lots of notes and thinking over it now, and just recognizing the truths that I feel are strong within me. I believe, again, with everything in me, that there is a truth, and that truth applies to every creature, every living thing on the planet. Compared to some people say, like, well, that's my truth. So I believe there is a ultimate truth. I've been asked that question by others, so I've given that a lot of thought too. That if it's a truth, then what's going to happen is it's going to apply across the board to everything. Every living creature is going to have that same truth. That's how you know it's a truth. Even gravity, when I talked about that in the past, I was like, well, gravity's a truth. No, we're not sure about gravity. We know a law exists that right now, if you jump off a building, you're going to fall. But gravity is a law. We're not sure about it being true, because in science, there's a lot of things that are just theories and hypotheses, and we're still hypothesize? No, anyway, I don't know if there's we're still figuring things out. But there is an underlying truth in your health. There's an underlying truth in your brain and how it works, and your knowledge, and there's an underlying truth in your understanding, and there's an underlying truth in your purpose and why you're here and who you are. And you can find that out. And I'm excited to be talking this through with you, and hopefully you'll make comments. Please make comments of what you think about this, because that's it. I love to just sit and communicate and talk and visit and listen, really get a hold of what others are thinking. That opens up and expands my mind to new horizons, to new thoughts, to new ways of looking at truth. So please comment, like, share if there's somebody you know could use these messages. And I look forward to talking with you next time. Make it a great day and know your great worth. See ya. Bye for now. Love you.